What's up, world, and welcome back to another episode of Mix in Chat, hosted by Cha Cha,
What's poppin'?
D-Lo,
Yo, what's up?
Javi, what's going on, and my boy Omega Green.
Yo, what up?
Y'all ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. Welcome back, y'all. So y'all know how we like to start it. Omega Green, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. All things withstanding. Doing my thing. Staying busy. Got the fam stuff going on. Got the music stuff going on. Trying to just push it forward into existence. Hopefully we can, keep our foot on the gas this year and make some shit happen.
Manifest destiny.
Yup.
sir.
Yup.
D-Lo, how you feeling?
I don't know, man. I'm good. I'm good. It's just with everything going on, man. We gonna talk about those.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about it.
We gonna talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it.
Cha-Cha, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, actually. My job, I haven't talked about this, but my position was actually grant funded by the American Cancer Society, and the grant ended in December, so I've kind of been in purgatory, but they're actually going to sign off. UK is where I work. They're going to actually sign off on it and make my position, a UK position.
Bad.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Come on, benefits.
Yeah. Well, I get the benefits already.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just the money was coming from the American Cancer Society to pay for my. There's a program that
Pay for your
this group came
Yeah.
together and created for cancer patients, involving a smartphone app, and they figured a navigator could help push that through. And so the hope is to get more navigators in now that the program has been accepted. It's called the C4 program, Comprehensive Connective Cancer Care. So
That's a lot of comprehensive.
So it started with me.
Cancel.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
yeah, it is. It took me a while to
I bet
To
you
really
practiced that in
remember
the mirror like 5 times, did you?
Comprehensive Connective Cancer Care, C4. C4.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm feeling good about that.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. All my background checks came back. My drug test was clean, of course, and I start my position on the 31st as the operations manager
Okay.
of the Children's Hospital and the Old Hospital, so the main side of the UK Healthcare Hospital.
That's Friday next week.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Me and Cha-Cha work in the same place. I'll be seeing him
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Man.
Every now and then.
In the cafeteria, I finally seen him. I
Yeah.
finally seen him in the cafeteria.
I had seen him in passing, but he looked like he was on a mission, and I was doing something, so I couldn't really stop. and
Oh,
say
you can
anything.
always stop me.
But I was doing something too, so
Oh, okay.
I couldn't really I was in the middle of talking to somebody, and I saw you walking past me, and I was like, I gotta say hi to you. I couldn't do that, but I'm doing great. Everything starts next week, so we'll see.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna make
That's
it great,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good
So-
luck, man.
and we're gonna make this episode great too.
Hell yeah,
we
we
got a
will.
lot of
Yeah,
stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
it's a lot of things.
Just to remind everybody, everything that we have said has been fact checked. We do look up our information and bring it to you all. And soon we will start putting our sources in the description box so you all see where our sources are coming from. And also, all opinions given on this podcast are of our own.
Yeah, it's all our own opinions. Like
Yeah,
we,
these are all our own opinions. This is nothing that you could to consider as like your opinion either. You make your own informed opinion.
yeah.
I just felt like I needed to premise this.
Yeah, because I mean,
episode with
especially when, because eventually, me and Cha-Cha will start talking about betting. Yeah, if y'all take our advice on betting, that's all up to y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't be like, well, Cha-Cha and D-Lo said they steered us wrong. No.
And I want my money, D-Lo.
Don't be coming for me.
Right.
Don't be
So,
coming for me.
Welcome back. So, D-Lo, what you got?
hey, so I don't know if y'all watched any of it, but the Squid Game 2 season 2 came out.
Yes.
What's it called?
Squid Games.
No,
Yeah, season
not
2.
familiar.
So basically, for people that don't know, and for Cha-Cha, they basically what it is they basically kidnap some people. They don't really kidnap them. They kind of give them a card and tell them you got me
Oh,
here,
yeah,
and then you
yeah.
got,
Yeah.
and then they take you to an undisclosed location and you play some kiddie games for like a bunch of money.
This is
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Netflix, right?
yeah, it's on
Okay,
Netflix.
Right.
If you lose,
Right.
they unalive you.
Yeah, yeah. So season 2 came out, which was pretty good. There has been some mixed feelings, some mixed reviews, and some mixed feelings about it because everybody's like, "Well, it wasn't as good as the first season," but nothing's ever as good as the first season or the first movie or whatever it is.
Right.
So, but the one thing on there's a guy. His name is Thanos.
Yes.
He and from I didn't know that my wife told me that he actually is a Korean rapper.
Oh, is he?
Because
When you telling me that?
when you get introduced to him, like everybody comes up to him like, oh yeah, can I get a picture? Blah blah blah. You know, he's like famous, but he's actually a famous person.
Okay.
He was actually a part of a group in the early or mid 2000s that was like the first of the BTS's.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
those
Like
types.
a,
Yeah.
a Korean boy band or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
oh, yeah, you know, this is a...
but he
I'm old America. I'm a true OG.
Come
so
on,
he,
O.
but he like most of them, people leave the groups because they go into the Korean army really young.
Oh,
And so,
Got it.
and then when he got out, he got, well, here it's not really that bad, but for other countries, it's you're looked at as a junkie. But he was smoking marijuana real bad. He was smoking marijuana,
he was getting
and
high.
so they,
Get you high.
so he,
yeah.
so they basically shunned him.
Right.
Oh.
You know, because like Amsterdam and other places, I don't know about Korea, but I know Amsterdam, like it's more tolerated than it is legal. People got the misconstruction on that. Like it's not tolerated, it's not legal, it's tolerated, but they look at you like we would look at a heroin addict.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Oh.
it's on that note.
Really?
Yeah,
In
Like-
Amsterdam, they do that.
yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't
And
know
so
that.
in
You
Korea,
gotta
in
catch the
Korea,
subway to Holland.
But that's where everybody wants to go to smoke.
because
that's
it's
Holland.
tolerated.
That's Holland.
Yeah, it's
Holland's
tolerated.
where- Holland's
okay.
where-
At least
Yeah.
it was back in '96.
You know what?
It's
It
like
never
now.
went.
No, I'm
playing.
no, I wish '96. I was like, what?
But
Oh,
so,
baby.
so yeah, but it's tolerated over there. It's not really legal. It's tolerated. But they look at people who smoke, even smoking weed. They look at them like they're junkies. Like we look at heroin addicts and meth,
Wow.
like people that smoke meth and stuff.
Heroin is.
So
How do they?
it's like over here, and that's what people are saying. They're like, well, if he came over here, you know, he'd be really big because, you know, people are already getting hyped to his music and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Korean shoot.
But
Smoke wise, I mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, so it was one of those things. But I liked it. I know season 3 is gonna come out in June, I think it is.
Right. And what's the name of this?
Squid Games.
And so the Korean guy, he's a part of the Squid Games also?
Oh, it's a Korean show.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't say.
So
I'm old America, that's all I'm gonna say. I'll check it
But
out.
they also did come out with a series. It's called Squid Game Challenge, which is basically like that's a real life thing. Like
Fans can go on the show and play,
Yeah.
but they don't get unalived.
right,
Right. Yeah,
But they do simulate it.
yeah.
They do simulate
I
Yeah,
it.
they-
want to
they-
live. I
they-
quit. I start snatching.
No,
off
they don't.
stuff,
They actually like fall on the ground and everything.
playing they part. That's
I'm sure they paid to do it.
Got it.
But I
I
know
wanna
one show.
live.
Yeah.
I know one show that Hobby. I know he'd be really excited it came back on. Traders is on for a 3rd season.
What?
Traders.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
So
okay,
and
wait.
so we already started watching.
Come on,
it.
Peacock.
And it's
Is Bob the drag queen on that one?
yup.
Oh my god! I've got to see it. They are taking all of RuPaul's Drag Race's people.
If you don't know about traders, so basically traders is like they get a group of people, right? And so basically the show is they get a group of people and then they put them in the castle in Scotland and they'll pick like 3 people out of the group to be traitors, and everybody else is faithfuls. But you gotta pick out the traitors so they don't win the money. If the faithfuls make it to the end, they win all the money.
Mm-hmm.
So. And they got people from Big Brother. They got people from
They catty as hell.
yeah. They get people from Survivor.
Oh yeah, they got
the Real
ones that sold out.
Housewives.
They sold out. They got the best of the best to know how to be a sellout.
Yeah,
My
so,
girl was Kate.
no,
You
yeah.
watch it. Wait till you meet Kate.
Yeah.
She's my girl. I love Kate.
Yeah, she was
She's been on both seasons.
living to die in that thing right there.
Yes, she's been on both seasons. They brought her back the second season
I have
because
to
she
look.
was
Yeah,
so
I'm
popular.
gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
look
on
it up.
it's on Peacock.
Yes.
Squid Games.
No,
Oh,
Traders.
The Traders. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'm old.
If you need a
dog.
Netflix subscription, let me know. Peacock, I don't know because it's my roommates, but I can ask them if we could share.
I think Tamara might be able to get.
I think I'm connected.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, I'm excited about Traders.
Yeah, it's been a crazy season already. So
Ooh-wee.
So in other news though, what I got really excited about is that time of year where Samsung brings out their Unpacked.
Here we go again. Samsung this and Samsung that.
You know what? Hush over there.
boy.
Apple.
Let me get my
Thank you
tea.
so much.
So they're coming out the S25.
God.
Yeah.
I'm
They
going,
bring one out a year, don't they?
Mhm.
Or more.
I think
Well, so
24.
in January they got the S series coming out, and then in the fall they have the Fold series coming out.
Is that full 25 too?
Gotcha.
No, actually that's brand new.
Huh.
So it's like on 7.
Mm.
I think
the
it's on
S series is what the 25 is.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But so the 24 marked where they was bringing all the AI stuff.
Okay.
So now it's like upgraded features of the AI. There is something. This is the one thing I will say. This is the one time I will say this, because usually Samsung or Android will bring something out before the iPhone does.
okay.
But the iPhone did bring something out before Galaxy did this time.
What was that?
So have you seen the commercials for the iPhone where they had that button on the side to wake up the AI?
Yeah.
They're putting that on the 25.
Okay.
So
okay.
Way to catch up, Samsung. No, I'm just playing.
yeah.
I'm just playing.
So, but
Finally.
the cameras on it, I'm just gonna go through the rundown with it because I'll be here all night talking about what actually all going on with it.
Okay.
So the cameras, we'll start off with the camera. They're gonna have a 50 megapixel ultra wide camera,
Nice.
and then they'll have a 200 megapixel wide angle camera. And then the front camera will be 13 megapixels. So that's the camera that you're using for selfies and stuff.
Okay.
Crispy.
You know what? I want to look and see if I can see my pores in that camera.
But so the one thing
sir.
cool that
Are they open or closed?
the one thing that they actually do introducing though is they're upgrading the night like
Night vision.
the night vision on like it's like it's like nighttime.
So you can see yourself better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I remember Cha was talking about when he went to Vegas that he was he had to mess with the camera a little bit because there were certain things he couldn't take a picture of.
The
'cause-
glare. It was such a glare. Yeah.
So they're fixing that. They'll have when you take a video, you can actually pinpoint what you want to take out.
Okay.
So if like you're talking at a beach
Mm-hmm.
and you're like shooting a video at the beach or whatever, you can go in, you can take out the sound of the waves, you can take out the sound of the wind,
Okay.
where it just
wind
it
resistance.
just textures your voice.
That'll be
Oh, so
awesome.
you telling me that we gonna start recording mixed in chat
That-
a Samsung phone?
It's entirely
And
possible.
then
We need
but
to find
also
the app.
too, what I was talking about with the pictures, so they're
Do I
gonna
need to
have it
switch
to
over?
where you can take they'll have like some basic pictures and like filters that you can pick from, and so when you pick that filter, the AI will kind of generate that into your picture to where it modifies your picture to have the best picture that you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause
So
that glare was something. You know, Vegas is lit up at night, and I had never really dealt with that. So I didn't learn how to deal with the settings until after I came back in November, but then I went back in December, so it was better.
Yeah. So
But yeah, it was a monster.
it
It was hardcore.
So yeah, they definitely upgraded the camera, especially with the AI features on it. The battery's still about the same. It's a 5,000 mega amp battery, but you can do up to 31 hours of video playback.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
Nice.
The processor on it is a Snapdragon Elite 8.
Oh, sweet.
For those that don't know, it's a lot better because I have the Samsung 23, and mine is a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. So this is like better for the processor. So like for people that play games on their phones, for people that want to do multitasking, run videos, like it's supposed to be. I think the video playback is like 120 frames per second.
Word.
And then it's wider. So like I said, I got the S23, which is a 6.8 inch screen. The S25 is a 6.9.
Okay.
But it's thinner.
Right. Yeah.
And it actually weighs 218 grams, which my phone weighs 233 grams.
Hey,
Alright.
did they do
I think I got
away
the
with the Ultra
21.
line, or they still got that?
So, but okay, so the screen, the screen of it is they introduced it's kind of got like a more durable screen. It's like I don't want to say it's tempered glass, but
it's like a more resilient when it hits the ground.
yeah, but they also have it's like something to do with the edges of the screen.
that protects it from cracking.
Yeah,
and stuff.
so because what some people will happen is it will fall, hit the corner, and all of a sudden your screen just shatters. It takes a lot for a Samsung phone to do that. I've had this phone for 2 years. And
How many times have you dropped it? Millions.
Quite a bit.
Millions.
But for somebody like my wife, it's unfortunate where she dropped shattered.
So are the corners more solid, or?
Yeah, so they're putting a little bit more into the and this is another thing too that they're kind of modeling off of iPhone.
They're creating like a barrier, a drop barrier.
Yeah, but the outer case,
Yeah.
it's gonna be they're putting in titanium.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be a titanium casing for it than what the normal one that has been.
Gotcha.
Which I like, but I kind of don't like because I'm kind of like stick to your lane. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason why. Like you can tell the difference between somebody having an iPhone versus somebody having a Samsung. You know what I mean?
The line, I feel like the line is starting to become
look at
thinner,
the
though.
phones. They completely different.
You know,
But
You can definitely tell the difference between an iPhone and a Samsung. We look and have better phones.
I don't know about all that.
I know.
I don't know
As far
about all
as the
that.
appearance of the phone, our phones definitely look better than the Samsung phone.
I don't
They
know,
hold
man.
better
I don't
for
know.
you.
I like.
he's gonna-
I like.
of course you're gonna
I
say
know,
that.
right?
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, because I'm still on an S22 Ultra. You digs?
Yeah.
I'm on
My-
S21. I
I'm
feel
saying as far
attacked up in
as
here.
the sharpness of the edges. Look at how round the iPhone is, and look at how
Yeah.
sharp a
Okay.
Samsung is.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Very
The
true.
physical appearance of the phone looks better.
But I like the square body.
I don't
You
know.
would. That's about SquarePants.
See how simple that- see
I
how
like-
simple that was?
I like the square body.
You opened yours up for that one.
I mean, it's kind of like old school cars, like the square body cars. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Give me
come
back
on,
to a
Cadillac.
60. Give me back to a 67. 67 Impala. You know what I mean?
Little bro.
No.
You know
Like
what
I
I'm talking
said,
about.
give me a 67
Throwback.
Impala. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Oh no, I do.
Why
I do love me some Buicks though.
I had a Buick.
You know?
I stopped at the stoplight and cut off, and I had to get out, lift the hood up, and open the engine back up and get back in the store. It was my baby. I called him Brock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we've all been there.
He was built for it tough.
but
Yes, sir.
but they do have
Because I'm thinking like stylists.
They have a lot
are
of
any of
features
them
coming
going to
out.
come with a stylist?
yeah, mine does.
Okay, solid.
Yeah, because what they did was is when they took out the Note series,
Yeah.
and they put the Ultras as they kind of combined
Exact-
the Ultra with the Note series.
Okay, so does that mean that they all get styluses now?
Just the Ultras.
Just the Ultras.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so yeah.
that's what I was curious about because I didn't know if they were going to start to try to phase that shit out.
Yeah, so they went ahead and phased that out, and then they combined the Note series to the Ultra series.
Yeah.
So the Ultra series does have the stylus to it,
Yeah.
which I love. I love my stylus.
Well, yeah, because like, bro,
I gotta get in the loop here. These guys got I got the 21, they got the 22 and the 23, and then we got the Ultra.
exactly.
And
Like,
So-
I need to
it got
join the meetings.
you, and then me, and then him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we gotta-
'Cause, like I got the stylist too, bro.
I don't have a stylist.
All right, so
Yeah.
it looks like there's a lot of great features coming to.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about all this AI stuff because also too what they're doing is they're putting the AI towards like the Samsung Health app to where it can keep up with your doctor's appointments. It can you can synchronize with your doctor's appointments to where what their diagnoses are. You can put it to your Samsung app, and it'll feed into what you need to do for exercise to keep healthy, your eating habits, all that. So
Get off your ass. Stop eating that shit.
oh, my watch will tell me that all the time. Like I'll be sitting there. Yeah, I'll be sitting there. I just sit down after making my cup of coffee while I'm working, and it'll be like, get up and move around.
Our phone says, well, my Apple Watch says, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you stressing over
You
there.
know what?
Mine will do that too.
Relax.
Yeah.
The patience will do that too.
Relax.
Mine will do that too. It'll be like, it'll be like, we recommend you do some deep breathing.
Yeah, or stand up.
Yeah. And then
Get your hands up.
It ain't that major, man.
Yeah.
Relax.
also too, one thing that I do like about the Samsung watch, like if you get into a wreck or if you fall or something, that it will send an SOS to people.
And ours do too.
Okay.
You know, right there.
Oh, God.
I'll be gonna fight for his.
I know. he's an iPhone ride or die.
Moving on. Enough about Samsung. What's next?
But the
Y'all
one
can't
thing.
see it, America. He's throwing up iPhone gang signs.
No. The one thing I was surprised about because usually what they do in the January Unpacked is they'll do like a phone and then a wearable, kind of like headphone, like the earbuds or new watch or something.
Okay.
But no, they solely focus this one on the S25.
All right,
So-
Samsung. Let's see what you got, baby.
But so we'll see. I'm excited to see what they got coming out with it. I love the colors to it. Of course, I gotta go with the jet black because
Bro, he's selling y'all company. We need
Hey.
sponsorship.
Hey,
Yeah.
I will happily be a tester for Samsung.
Yeah.
I will gladly be that.
Y'all gonna give us some coin for him just advertising for y'all like this?
I mean, for real.
We gonna need that.
Yeah.
Does it come in green?
Actually, no.
Does it come in UK blue?
Well, yeah, they do. They got a jade green.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Does
they
it come
got
in
it.
UK blue?
Yes. Sir.
They have a silver blue, but no.
Okay, Cha-Cha.
Oh, that'll work.
So they got all right. So here's the colors.
And this
to
is
it.
25.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they got and this
get
is
with
this is the titanium colors. So they got a titanium silver blue, a titanium black, a gray, a white silver, the jet black, which I'm always a favor of because that just looks slick.
Come on,
The
slick.
jade
yeah.
green, and then they also have a pink gold.
Ah,
So
fancy,
I'd be the pink gold.
fancy.
my wife would
'Cause
be
it's the
pink gold
closest
too.
to orange.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna have a
she's-
case on mine, so I don't really care what.
See, and that's what I said. But the way the newer ones be looking, I keep the clear case on them so that way you can
That's
still
right,
see
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
All right, Samsung. We can't wait to see what y'all bring out and see how iPhone's gonna top it.
You ain't gonna top it. I'm telling you, no, I'm just playing.
No, because then they're just gonna bring out
Look.
another phone.
I was
I'll
like,
be
look at
great.
y'all being all
I'll be great
salty.
getting in touch with iPhone. He great to tell.
iPhone
He ain't
here
having
does-
this. He ain't
They're
having
sponsoring this by.
it. I need to
providing
get on
the
y'all's
app for you.
game. Y'all need to
sponsoring
get on
this.
y'all's game.
They're sponsoring this by providing the free app we're using to record this podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, iPhone.
Yeah, get at us.
Yes. And
Get
they
at
come in
us.
blue too.
Yeah.
Samsung, get at us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they got coming out. I'm definitely excited to be in this AI generation. Because I mean, it's one of those things like our generation has got to see the evolution of electronics.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we're the bridge between the old school and the new age.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
You know, we're that bridge because we've been through it. You know, we was raised old school,
Come
but
on,
then we came
Dalla.
up, but then we came up in the
White computers
in the
with,
electronic.
green
You know what I
letters
mean?
Over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the graphics card, or it's
Yeah.
going, or it's going to take
I
you
miss
frame by
Dalla.
frame. You know what I mean?
Right.
had to install my CD burner.
Right, yeah, I had to install a CD burner. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah,
and I remember,
all that shit.
yeah, and I remember having two stereos to record a cassette tape to another cassette tape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're that bridge. We're,
Yeah,
you know, we,
Dual cassette.
And I remember back in the
Yeah,
day when you
yeah.
record your voicemail with some music.
yeah.
Oh, let me
Thank you for calling. I'm sorry I couldn't come to the phone right now with
See.
the Jodeci in the background.
see. I can top that. So I would have two phones in my crib. So I would talk on one phone and put the speaker to the other phone or whatever. Yeah. So that way I could be
Yeah.
away.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I could hit the you hit the pound sign to
Mhm.
stop the recording, and then I would just start the song over and start it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
I'll
a
be
lot
in
of
the
these,
crib.
a lot of these
Yeah.
TikTokers are gonna be like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck are they talking about, man?"
So, but
Yeah.
I
They have
mean,
no clue.
No
I
clue.
like the AI that we're coming into. Now there probably is gonna be some AI that we're gonna need to be watching about.
Oh yeah, watch out.
Yeah,
Be
I
vigilant.
would like it to be, curing cancer and stuff like that. I don't want AI to just be one more thing to sell me bullshit.
Right?
I don't
Facts.
need that.
Facts.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
And yeah, I mean, I would like to see some more medical wonders coming with this AI generation. But we already know that they
Well,
rather
this is where we're
charge than cure anything.
But
so,
before we get
yeah.
ahead of ourselves,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm really interested to see what Samsung brings because you hyped it up like it's the best thing since sliced bread. So.
No, so I've
AI
been Samsung
AI gonna
since,
come in time, but Samsung's coming tomorrow.
yeah. So
All right, y'all.
but yeah, so and then we got sports. So
Yes.
when
we come back, we're gonna dive into sports with D-Lo and Cha-Cha.
Yep.
See you in just a second.
Yeah.
all right, y'all, welcome back. So we gonna get off into the sports junkies here.
Sports.
So first,
We need to use that as a soundbite.
What's that?
Sports.
Yeah.
So all right. Interesting news in the NBA though. What's going on? Apparently, Adam Silver, and I'm gonna bring more up on this when I find out more details on it. But so apparently, Adam Silver is looking into expanding into the EuroLeague. So we still have the G League, still have the regular NBA, but then they'll have a team go into the EuroLeague. And I think this is coming off a lot of flack on what Noah Lyles said about how the NBA championship isn't the world champions. Which is kind of crazy to me because, like I've said, when we first talked about it during the Olympics, you got the best players around the world who do what they do is in the NBA.
Right.
The
Yep.
top five of the Olympics, people have played in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and that's from all over the world.
Yep.
When they talk about baseball, the final game, the championship games of MLB is called the World Series. What makes that the World Series, but not the NBA? But it's because baseball is America's pastime. It's American sport.
Right.
So why can that be considered the World Series and not the NBA champions, the world champions?
And also, my take on that is, my question for Adam Silver would be, how would that work? You know, with how would they ever get an off season? You know, they got families too.
Yeah.
You know, so how is he going to make that work? Would an NBA team be willing to do that, or would they appropriately be compensated for that? You know, because that's a lot. The NBA season is long enough as it is.
It
you know,
is.
the regular season, starts in October now? I think preseason and into the regular season, and then it doesn't end till June.
Yeah. So,
So that's a long time.
And
then
I don't necessarily
wanna
think
send
it is
a team
wild.
over to Europe.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
so
because like I said, it ends in June, but then it picks right back up in like October.
and I necessarily don't think that they'll take like the big name NBA players over there. Like, it could be something to where it could get, you know, somebody start from that's not going into the G League, that didn't get drafted, but just put on the Euro League and get your reps in there.
Come on now, Adam. Don't be sending no scrubs. We don't want no scrubs. We don't want no scrubs. Don't be representing us with scrubs.
Yeah. So
We don't want to go out like TLC. We don't have. We don't want to talk about that. You know,
The
look, they
shade.
said it. Yeah, they said it enough. They said, "Nah, I get it. We don't want no scrubs.
Right.
We just don't. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't want no scrubs representing us.
No.
If they can't hit a layup, no, we don't want them. We don't want no scrubs. If they can't hit a three, we don't want no scrubs.
Yeah. So and like I said, I'll bring more information on that when we get when it gets to
That's
time.
interesting, though.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
interesting. Yeah.
But the one thing I am want to talk about is this Alabama game that we had on Saturday.
We had our chances. Ooh, we had our chances.
And we did.
Was that during Buffalo Wild Wings?
That's
that
what
was-
yeah, don't worry. We're going to get to that too. Yeah, America, we hung out. We got to hang out at Buffalo Wild Wings. We watched
Y'all,
the
I
game
don't go
there.
to watch games because it gets my blood pressure up.
you didn't play, I mean,
It
it
was more than
wasn't,
that.
it wasn't the game that had y'all's blood pressure up. Both
Yeah.
y'all was over there sweating.
I knew what I was doing, but we'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead, please continue.
So yeah, we did catch an L, and so what I think is kind of the trend on what's been happening is we win 2 and then lose 1. That's kind of been our MO here lately. Which I'm not really mad about it. I'd rather win 2 and lose 1 instead of lose 2 and win 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just Alabama got the best of us. You know, and we had turnovers. You know, so we had 10 turnovers and 12 points off Alabama's turnovers, but we didn't do enough on the fast breaks. We only had 16 points off fast breaks. We did do a little bit better in the paint.
We didn't get enough home cooking either.
Nah, we didn't.
We were in the double bonus and at the 9:37 mark of the second half. That's unreal. The
Yeah.
double bonus. For those that don't know out there in America, double bonus is when you get fouled. If you're not in active shooting, you still get 2 free throws automatically. That's the double bonus, and it takes 10 fouls to get to the double bonus. You have to foul your opponent 10 times, and that's the 9.5 minute mark. What is 20 minutes a half? So it takes more than halfway through a half to get to 10 fouls. It usually takes, the 6 minute mark, 5 minute mark maybe. But there was 10 minutes left in the game, and they were already shooting the double bonus, getting 2 automatic 2 free throws.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And I mean, our field goal percentage could have been way better. We was at 47%.
We've got to figure out a way to get Berea open looks. He's working too hard. He's the best 3-point shooter on the team, and he's I mean, he was maybe 2 of 3, something like that. But he's got to get up more shots. He's got to get up more threes. He's the best 3-point shooter on the team. A lot of 50-50 balls that we could have gotten in the second half that we didn't get that set them up for second and third opportunities from the 3-point line, which they would miss the first one, maybe the second one, and then knock down the third one or knock down the second one. That was a deciding factor. We came back to tie it at 81. And from there, we could not sustain.
And they beat us on the rebounds. They had 42 rebounds. We had 38.
Right, the 50-50 balls. We couldn't. They were shooting the threes. You're gonna always be in it against Alabama because they have the freedom to shoot threes. But their threes were wide open because they were off of loose balls, and like they call that the 50-50 ball. We got a 50-50 chance of getting it.
Wasn't they playing at home?
We
Alabama?
No, we was playing. No,
we were at home.
Yeah, and that's why I said we
rough.
should have got home cooking. They got
Wow.
we supposed to get home cooking.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then
why did I think that we were in Alabama?
we were ranked, which I mean I thought it was going to drop us down a lot more than it did because we was at number 8. Now we're I think number 9 or 10. So.
I mean, we played. I mean, because it was a winnable game. It was a winnable game, and plus Carr was not 100%.
Right.
If he was 100%, I think he would have been. We would have been able to. He would have been able to pull us out of it. So, in saying all of that, Javi does not remember if we were at home on the road because when he got there, he ordered this buffalo chicken spicy
Didn't they look so
tater
good,
tot
though?
concoction.
And it looked amazing. And it tasted amazing.
It looked amazing. It did. It looked amazing. It was tater tots smothered with chicken, buffalo chicken, with a glaze of buffalo chicken sauce. But it had red peppers and jalapenos on it.
And the buffalo rub on it too.
Oh yeah. So that was
Wore me out.
Yeah, and that's
I
why
take 2 bites and have to wait 5 minutes.
he
before I eat
could.
another
Yeah,
bite.
he couldn't see.
Yeah.
He had sweat pouring down
And
his
then
eyes.
Cha sitting over in the seat next to me,
Oh,
Sweat.
yelling at the UK game, sweating himself.
But I was struggling. I had
that Caribbean jerk.
Caribbean jerk. Yeah, it was.
Yes.
It's so good though. It's so good, but it's hot. It's hot
And
to
D'Lo
death.
and Tamara's in the other seat looking at
Then we
us
had
crazy.
a nice little waitress. Shout out to what was her name?
Maddie. Yeah.
Shout out to Maddie wherever you are out
Okay,
there.
Maddie.
Thank you
work,
for my water.
Yeah, work that tip, girl. Work it. Work that tip. Shout out to Maddie. She was hot. Maddie
But I
was
had
hot.
a really good time with y'all at that function.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again.
Yeah,
Omega
man.
couldn't. Well,
Yeah,
he
he
wasn't
couldn't
able
be
to
there
join
that
us. She'll
time.
have to come out, man. Yo.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a plan.
Yeah, we'll make it happen again.
It was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
D'Lo brought his wife, my niece. She enjoyed herself, I guess.
Shout out to
Tam, shout out to Tam.
Yeah, she enjoyed herself. Yeah, man, it was good times, dude.
Yeah, we just didn't get that W. I wanted us to beat another top 5 team, or a ranked team in the top 15. So
yeah, so the
I
next
really
one,
wanted that.
the next one we got Vanderbilt on Saturday.
They upset Tennessee, so that's a rivalry game though. But they got their butts handed to them this last game against I think Alabama. They might have got beat.
Yeah, so
I mean, I know they got beat. I can't remember. I believe it was Alabama that took them out of it. They were at home. Alabama was at home, so they didn't have a chance.
yeah, Alabama was
Yeah.
got them. So,
Nice.
but yeah, so we faced Alabama, or we faced Vanderbilt, and then we faced Tennessee after that.
We
but,
can get them.
the only one that kills me is that 10th year Ziegler kid.
I know, like
I
he's
swear
still
he's
there.
been,
Like
I know. I
golly.
swear he's been.
10th year.
I swear he's been.
Damn.
I swear he's been playing there for like 10 years already.
I think he was with them when Patino was coaching. Wow.
I think he came in right as soon as Chris Lofton left.
Man, he might have came in when Tubby was held exiting. I don't know. He's been there a mighty long time.
I know.
Is he a senior again?
He's one of them tenured players.
Boy, yeah, he gonna graduate and be on the bench as an undergrad coach. He know he's not going to the league.
Right.
He's not going to the league. He's just gonna be still on the bench. Same little 2 ponytails on the back, looking like a player from the '90s, but he'll be in a suit.
Why we keep going throwback?
I don't know. It's just what it is. We're gonna have to pull up a picture of him. He wears the same hair. He's been wearing that same hairstyle for the last 5 years. I think it's out there. I'm telling you, man. He's been there for a minute.
Yeah.
He's been there for a minute. He gives us that work.
But
Yeah.
Chacho, what you got? What's going on over in your world?
So it's and then there were four. So we're down to the final four of the NFL. So this weekend coming up, it's we have the Washington Redskins versus the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills.
And this is for the Super Bowl?
This
Who's
is
going to the
the
Super
right
Bowl?
to go to the Super Bowl. Yes.
When is the Super Bowl?
February 19th, I think.
Yeah, late in the
Really?
middle of February. Yeah, you'll have time to. We'll
Why
have
do I
time.
feel like the Super
We
Bowl
should-
just
We should do a Super Bowl edition.
Yeah.
What do you think
Beyonce.
about that? A Super Bowl edition, maybe on the day of the Super Bowl,
That
come
would be
together
nice.
early and throw something out there.
Make
Yeah.
y'all predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of throw some betting
I was
out
thinking
there.
about that. Yeah. So get ready, America. We might come back with a.
But the thing is, even if I'm not here, y'all can still do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be like a special. Y'all
Yeah,
can have like
yeah.
a Chachandila special.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
with that.
I
So
would have
be on
to
the
be there,
be on the
of
lookout,
course.
America. So both of the games are intriguing. Washington and as if you are a follower of the NFL, you know that the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles are actually in the same division, the NFC East. So they've already played each other twice this year, and they both 1-1. So they're 1-1. So this will be like the decider. The funny thing is that the second game, Jalen Hurts didn't play, the starting quarterback for the Eagles. So the Commanders won, but I don't know if that was because Philadelphia didn't have their starting quarterback. But I would have to if I wanted to be honest, I would say that second game that the Commanders won against them, they scored 22 points in the fourth quarter. So I think the Eagles defense let them down, and they won 36-33. They scored 22
And, I mean,
points.
I
That's
honestly,
a defensive letdown.
Honestly, I would have to say, because I'm kind of like torn between the decision of it. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised that the Ravens tricked that game off.
I'm not. So we'll get stick a pin in that though.
Yeah.
A pin in that though. I'm gonna switch gears to the AFC in a second.
Empty.
But I want to speak a little bit more about this matchup because I don't know which one is more intriguing because the AFC, these two teams, the Bills and the Chiefs, have met each other this season too. But in the first game, when it was both star quarterbacks, the Eagles won that game, and they actually scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. So that was a defensive letdown for the Commanders. And so with them both playing in that first game, that was in November. So I looked at the stats of each quarterback, and I think the difference was turnovers, because the Commanders' defense actually shut them down for most of the game. But if you look at it, Jaden Daniels, who to me is the rookie of the year, the quarterback for the Commanders, he was 22 of 32 for 191 yards, one touchdown, an interception, but he got sacked 3 times. Jalen Hurts, he was 18 of 23 for 221 yards. He didn't throw for any touchdowns, but he didn't throw any interceptions either. And he only took 2 sacks. But he ran for 1. The difference was Saquon Barkley. He ran for 146
he's a
yards.
beast. He's a beast.
That was the first game. He ran for 146 yards and got 2 touchdowns. And that was in the fourth quarter. Because think about this. And this is the first game that the Eagles won. So I don't really know if the Eagles outplayed them, because in the fourth quarter, Jaden Daniels threw an interception and they turned it over on downs at the Eagles 26.
Oh, okay.
And so that's 2 possessions that was taken away from them, scoring opportunities.
Right.
And like I said, the Eagles went down and scored on both of those opportunities. And like I said, they scored 20 points and only won 26 to 18. They only lost by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Huh.
So so it's going to be intriguing.
Yeah,
Now,
I definitely think it's going to be a good game.
What do y'all predict though? Like, who do y'all think is going to make it versus the Kansas Chiefs game?
But
Y'all think Kansas is going back again?
I hope not.
no. And so so I'm glad you brought that up because I'm great to speak on that. I'm going to speak on the AFC. So the NFC, who do you got, D-Lo? Who do you think? Have you watched them? Have you watched them in the playoffs?
Not in the play. I caught a couple playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that Washington has been on run this year. They kind of beat expectations of what they have been on
They
previous
beat the number
seasons.
one seed in the whole NFC.
So
And it's soundly 45 points against Detroit.
and so I know within sports that momentum of being on that run can carry you far. So if they stay on that run, because they've been blowing teams out because like it used to be when I put on a bet, right? Like so let's say last season, I'd put on a bet. You know, I'd stay clear away from the Commanders because I was because like I would be like, all right,
They
well,
only won 4 games last year.
yeah, I was like,
now they're on the verge of going to the Super Bowl.
yeah. So like there was a couple games where I betted on them to win because I was like, they can get that, you know what I mean? And they just tricked it off. Like they
Quarterback. I mean, Jaden Daniels has exceeded expectations. He's a rookie out of LSU, and he won the Heisman. He actually won the Heisman, beat out Bo Nix. I thought he was good. I didn't think that he would be an effective passer like he is in the NFL. I thought he was kind of inconsistent for LSU, but he's turned out to be the man. He's the man. He's competent and everything.
I think it's going to come down to which defense shows up. If
Yeah.
Washington defense shows up, Washington has it in the bag. It's just.
They got a squad too.
Yeah.
They put some players. They didn't just drop him in the middle of a meat grinder and let him try to climb out of it on his own.
Yeah.
They put some players around. There were some pieces already in place. And plus they got a new coach. They brought in Dan Quinn, and then Cliff Kingsbury from the Arizona Cardinals, which he's an offensive mind anyway. He was what, the Cincinnati Bearcats head coach, Texas Tech.
Yeah.
One of them two. But yeah, they let him get away.
Well, I hate
a lot
to
of
say,
teams.
I am rooting for Kansas City.
Oh,
It's not,
no.
it's not
Let's-
because I'm a bandwagon person, okay? I have history with the Kansas City Chiefs. My uncle played for them when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, Byron Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played
Yeah.
for them. Yeah. So,
Gosh, why couldn't the Raiders have gotten him?
I'm
I'm a Las Vegas Raider fan, so I'm looking at you side eye. I'm looking at him side eye right now, Murray, because we're in the same division, so we have to play the Chiefs. The Raiders have to play the Chiefs twice a year. But so I get it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why I don't want the Chiefs to win. My hate runs deep because I've been a Raiders fan since '77. So we've had to deal with Kansas City at least twice a year since I got into football in '77. I told you I'm old, America. But anyway, the Bills beat Kansas City already this year. Beat them soundly. It wasn't. I mean, when I say soundly, the score was 31-21, but
that's a lot, though.
not for the NFL because you can
Yeah,
score.
because
You
it's
can
points.
score.
Yeah,
You can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and that's 8 points right
Yeah.
there. And Mahomes was on his game. I just think that the Bills were at home. The Bills, Mahomes, he was their only offense, and I actually got those stats too. Mahomes was he threw for 196 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he had 2 interceptions. He had 2 turnovers. He was 23 of 33. So I mean, that's efficient. That's efficient, but you can't turn the ball over against the Bills. You just can't, and I think that might have been the difference. Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, he was 27 of 40 for 262 yards, one rushing touchdown and 1 passing touchdown, but he didn't have any turnovers. And that's the key thing about Josh Allen this year is that he's lowered his turnover numbers. So they were and it showed. They were a much better team with him not trying to force it and fumbling and interceptions. I think he trusted his team and learned how to not force passes.
Right.
Just throw it away or tuck it and run and grip it and grip it like there's no tomorrow. Because he had a
If
lot
it ain't out there, do what you gotta do.
Because in the regular season, he always beats Kansas City, but he can't beat them in the playoffs. So, in saying that, I think that this might be the Bills' year. The Chiefs were 15-2, and the only reason why they got that second loss is because at the end of the season they benched all their starters because their position was sold up. That last game wouldn't have propelled them any further than they already were in the standings.
Gotcha.
So they lost the last game of the season, so they ended up 15-2. But before that game, I was saying that they were the worst 15-1 team I've seen in a long time. Because Mahomes, for him, by his standards, he was not that great. So, plus they got the refs. But I think if any team can go in and steal a game against Kansas,
Do you think the popularity is going to their head?
Oh, yes, they've been arrogant. Yes. That's why I can't take it anymore. I can't. As a Las Vegas Raider fan, I can't take it no more.
I don't watch it. Like I'll watch it if it's on.
Yes, we
somebody's
know,
watching
Hobby.
it, but at the same time,
we
like,
know
I
you
root
don't
for
watch it.
I root for it more for the name because
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's a legacy for me.
So,
Yeah.
but it was funny because this is bringing up old stuff. So we end up going on a cruise. Me and Cha Cha did.
Oh,
But it was a
boy.
family cruise. It was popping. But they had the Chiefs and Raiders game while we was on the cruise.
While we were on the cruise, it
And
was
so
a Monday
they-
night game.
And they was watching it. Well, they had Kansas Chief fans in there, and they had the Raiders fans in there.
Whoa.
And as soon as they started doing the little tomahawk thing, he was like, "We are not doing
We're not doing that."
Yeah, boy, it was
Because
an all-out war zone.
So let me shine some light on who it was, and who the fans were. So it was a Monday night game.
Yeah.
It was a Monday night game. But that Saturday, Kansas State and Iowa State had been playing. So there were some college students, some females from Kansas that were rooting for the Kansas State team. So I knew them. So they came with their mom and they had all of this Kansas City Chiefs gear and all that.
Yeah,
So
because they was trying to hog the TV. We was wanting to watch the UK game.
Yeah.
And they was trying to hog the TV.
Yeah, that Saturday,
Yeah.
UK was playing South Carolina. So they put us in a little corner, little portable color TV. Shame on you, Carnival. But yeah, so we get us a spot at the bar, and I had another nephew there, and he's a Ravens fan. Bless his heart. His team went down against the Bills last week, but his team had played Sunday night against the Bengals and lost. So he was feeling some kind of way. So he gets in there on Monday night with our team, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a war zone in here. I've never seen anything like it." I was in there. So there was some other fans there that didn't have anything on the game. They had on like Buffalo Bills and Green Bay Packers. I don't know why they were there. They were a couple. I don't know. So I'm screaming at the TV. I'm like, buckle up, y'all gonna get this work all night. This is what it's gonna be. Because I think we had sacked Patrick Mahomes or something, and they were like, "You know what? I think we're gonna leave now." And I was like, No, you don't have to leave. Nah. No, you go ahead. I'm like, all right, we'll get on now. Get on up out of here. I screams at the TV like it's a human being. I
know.
You gonna get this work all night, so get ready. Yeah, I'm that guy. But it was, and we lost that. We had a chance to tie it up.
Yep.
We had a chance to tie it up, but we went for the win. Referees cheated then too. The Kansas City's paying them. But anyway. That was a nice memory, yeah. Kansas City, the Raiders in Kansas City, that rivalry. Oh, we got them on Christmas in 2024.
Yeah.
I was over here last year. We were in D-Lo's abode, his cooker, his crib, his flat, and it was a Christmas miracle. We bit up on old Patrick Mahomes. But going back to the game, let me reel myself back in. Don't be bringing up Raider stuff, man. You know how I get. But I just think it's Buffalo's time. They they actually had a couple of chances to get to the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs stood in their way. They actually had a lead with 13 seconds left, and they kicked it off to the Chiefs, but they kicked it out of the end zone, and in 13 seconds, the Chiefs were able to get in field goal range to win the game. In 13 seconds, it was unbelievable. Everybody so I just think it's their time. I think Josh Allen has matured. I think he doesn't make mistakes. Like I said, and they beat up on the Chiefs, but that was in Buffalo. So I just think if any team can win, go into Kansas City and win, it would be them. So I'm going with the Bills. The Bills and the Eagles are at home too, and there's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snow in Philadelphia. They were snowing real hard, but they got a squad. Little side note too, Chris Rodriguez. He's a running back for the Commanders. He gets
that's
in.
where he went.
He gets
Okay.
in. Yeah, he gets in. This is his second year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He gets clocked.
Okay.
He gets clocked.
All right.
Yeah. So just on that alone, shout out to Chris Rodriguez, ex UK Wildcat running back. I believe he got drafted in the second round a couple of years ago. So I'll go with the Commanders on the strength of we have an ex UK player,
Yeah, I always got rock with the UK players. So
Chris Rodriguez. Shout out to Rodriguez. But that's all I have
right.
for the sports, But good luck, and I just wish everybody comes out healthy. But I just want it to be a good games, no referees. Don't let the game be decided by the officials. Just let them play. That's all I ask.
And that's the problem. That's the problem with sports nowadays. Too many games are decided by referees, and they just don't let them play. And it's like let them play. Like you got too many fouls in NBA. You got too many fouls in the college.
Oh my God!
Like
the SEC officials are the worst.
And then Then they want to play the headphone hokey pokey.
Go to the monitor.
The review hokey pokey.
That's the SEC. Man. They go to the monitors for everything.
Yeah, and so they're 5 minutes of them taking the headphones on, taking them off, putting them back on, taking them off.
Good Lord.
Just to tell us what we already knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
If your head goes back, they're going to review and make sure it wasn't an intentional foul, so they go to the monitors a lot.
Yeah, so that's where, especially in basketball, you get a lot of floppers that will go ahead and just throw their head back, and they'll act it out a lot.
They'll put some sauce on it.
Yeah, I've seen
Put some of that buffalo sauce on it.
Come on, Buffalo.
Some of that buffalo sauce
All
on it.
right, come on, sports.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's very
It's
interesting.
good stuff.
It is good stuff. It is good stuff.
So be looking out for our Super Bowl edition in a couple of weeks, America. Me and D-Lo, and hopefully Omega and Javi will be available. But
Well,
if not,
Yeah.
we might even order some wings or something, and y'all can hear us chomping or something.
There you go.
We'll get a little pregame thing going here. So yeah.
Yeah, because
All
we'll
right.
also get into we'll also have a thing for March Madness too. So
Nice.
that's gonna be a whole deal.
Ooh.
Come on, sports.
Ooh.
It's like I said, sports junkies, boy, it's gonna be tight.
We're gonna keep it hot.
Well, when we come back, we will dive into another topic. We'll see you in just a second.
All right.
All right.
Hell yeah. Lots of excitement.
Have you ever seen your pores? Do you want to see your pores? The new Samsung Galaxy S Series 25
Yeah.
coming in
Close up.
February.
Give me a close up.
Okay, so I got a question for y'all.
What's up?
To you all.
What up?
Are corporations people?
No.
No.
The people that run the corporations are people.
That's a good question, though. I'm
What do you think?
gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
If you ask me, I mean, the people that work for the corporation makes the corporation.
Got you. So, in y'all's eyes, a corporation is made up of a group of people, but it
Yes.
is not in and of itself a person.
Right.
No, it's right.
Okay, so
So to me, the reason why I said yes is because depending on what type of corporation it is, you know how it's titled.
Yeah. You mean like
The
sole
people
proprietorship?
decide, like stakeholders,
Yeah.
C corporations and things of that nature. The corporations can't exist without the stakeholders. They have a lot to do with that. So
Yeah.
I think the people influence the success of that corporate entity itself.
Right.
That's why I say yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. Next question. Do you all consider money to be speech? Do you all think that money should be considered speech?
Money talks.
Should be considered what?
Speech.
Ooh, boy, you brought the heavy hitters today.
Money talks. I
Ooh.
mean, that's what the saying goes, ain't it?
But my question is do you personally feel like it should be speech?
No.
No, because
it
not everybody
shouldn't.
has money.
Yeah, it
Not
should.
everybody has the funds to speak.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say
It's gonna be a whole
no.
bunch of silent mother.
I'm gonna have to say no. And that's always the hope. You just hope that somebody can be fair and impartial and not base it off of financial influences. Like, say, if me and Oprah were trying to go to the movies, they'd give her the last seat because she's Oprah. But I got here first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But she
that's what I
got the
mean.
money.
That's always
She got
right.
that money,
So
bro.
that's always the hope that there's some sort of equality beyond the look of the financial means that one versus the other.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What about you?
I don't think money should speak. I
Heard that.
think money should be used as speech because somebody that doesn't have the money may be the best person for whatever they're going for, may be the person that should receive whatever it is, but because they don't have the money, they
Can't talk.
yeah.
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 I mean, I will
They can't be
say,
brought into the conversation.
I don't think that's what it is. You know, I don't think that's the way it should be. But I mean, like
But of
I
course,
said, but
that's
like
the way that it is.
yeah, but like I
Yeah,
said, in
exactly.
the words of the immortal Pimp C, money talks, BS walks.
Bullshit. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the reason why I bring this up is because technically, as we are now, corporations are legally considered people, and money is considered to be speech. So, the big thing that a lot of people, especially in our political, economic, all of it, it's all tied together. The current environment of things, the state of things nowadays. Where did it all begin? Or at the very least, you know, like where did all of these things that are happening now have their roots, you know? So I will say that Citizens United, do y'all know what Citizens United is?
I have no idea.
I think it's a bank, isn't it?
No. Citizens United.
Set you right on up, didn't he?
It's fulfilled.
He walked right in. He walked right in. That was that was too easy. That was too easy.
Hey,
That's
no.
why I was like, I have no idea.
Bro,
know,
you were brave enough to guess.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
feel like it's citizens.
It's the
bank.
word
You
citizens.
think it's Citibank.
Yeah, citizens
Citibank.
got it. He walked right into that America.
There's a citizens bank too.
Ooh,
Citizens
okay, well, yeah.
Union.
All right. Well, either way, Citizens United, as I'm referring to it, is a ruling that happened back in 2010, and basically, the Supreme Court blocked the ability to enact limits on campaign spending. So they had overturned a bunch of precedent and a bunch of anti-corruption laws, putting limits on how much who can give to who and in what form.
Okay.
So nowadays, we have what's called political action committees, or PACs as they call them. And the law is now, like individuals, you, me, you know, we have a cap on how much money that we can give to a certain politician. Like to give to a campaign or something. Like, I think our cap is like $2,000. You can't give, none of y'all can give more than $2,000. Like, we can't do that. But if we form a political action committee, we are allowed to give and spend as much money as we want on whoever, but we're not, quote unquote, directly affiliated with the campaign.
Oh.
So we act as like a PAC. We'd be like a third party to spend money on behalf of such and such and so and so.
That's
But
a loophole.
yeah, but the thing is, is that now, since this ruling, and I remember when it happened in 2010, basically you can get unlimited contributions from where the fuck ever, and they do not have to disclose where it came from. So
Wow.
that's definitely something to
crazy.
consider, because since 2010, it's only been now like 15 years, and there has been a large influx of political campaign contributions from dark money groups. Now this is on both sides.
When did they enact this?
2010.
Wow.
But you also it was a bunch of corporations kind of teaming up and bringing this suit against the Federal Election Commission, and kind of saying that corporations had the right to personhood, and that money was basically speech. But the flaw, I mean, for me at least, I'm like, no, I personally don't feel like corporations are people. They are an entity made up groups of people.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly what they are.
Right.
But giving them personhood, it bestows upon them all kinds of things that are not, in my opinion,
So that corporation has a soul.
legitimate. But and even then, like money being speech, kind of like you were saying, that's the big problem with it. Because especially nowadays, it's like, bro, if you don't have the money, then you don't get to speak. So it's like, where does that put majority of Americans?
That's like hiring your own attorney versus a public defendant.
Yeah.
You go in there with a public defendant, you're gonna get life.
Mm-hmm.
you get your own lawyer, you might just get a slap on the wrist for
Facts.
and it was manslaughter 1. You just got what they call that
Guess that's gonna be our next president.
probation with community service.
Manslaughter 1. He's
90
president
hours of
period.
community service for man 1. Well, it's a hell of a lawyer you had there. Yeah.
Right.
Cost me, it was worth every penny I spent. But that public defendant with them 300,000 cases on their desk, get my case out of there.
Right.
Get my case out of there. So yeah, I feel what you're saying, man. And yeah, it's a lot to take in, man, as far as, especially with corporations, man, because you don't know, you can have a corporation that is conservative versus a corporation that's progressive, that stand for something else.
Yeah.
And so, but then when you have those stakeholder meetings, and you decide, like, what the lobbyists, the ones that you can, that lobby, that go out and lobby for whatever your platform is.
Yeah.
Should we give to this lobbyist that's pro-choice? So it's a lot that goes on in that, and so I retract that. I think the corporation is human. I just think that they're influential because of the people behind it, especially if they take their corporation public.
Yeah.
Because you can a person that's been on the board can lose their seat. Just takes 51% of owning of the stocks and knock them down to 49%, and they're out of there.
I mean, it's the biggest problem with corporations. I mean, especially with like us workers. You know what I mean? Like, we could die on the line, and then they'll have us replaced tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we're just numbers to them, but we're the ones that make things work. We're the ones that drive the company.
Yeah, exactly. They disproportionately benefit from the workers' labor, but
then you put it in this perspective of like you said, can a corporation just be one person? When you think of Tesla,
got
Elon. You know what I mean?
A sole proprietorship. Yeah. That would be the only time when you could be like, oh, corporation or company is maybe a person, because it's like, it's literally just you. But that's not the same in any way. And even then, I'm kind of like, the business is its own entity, in my opinion.
Right.
But yeah, that happened in 2010, and different people say different stuff. Like, it led to the polarization in our politics now, which, I mean, there's a very real case that could be made for that, because, like, some people will tell you, since this happened in 2010, it's like, where did the polarization begin? A lot of people are going to be like, oh, it was when Obama became president. But it wasn't because of anything he did directly. In my opinion, it was just due to the fact that he was black, you know. But of
Right.
course, not everybody agrees with that perspective.
Well,
But you know, I'm kind of been looking at the trend, the long term stuff. You know, follow the money or whatever. And it's like, even before any of this ever happened, like Clinton and when he was leaving office, like he undid a bunch of regulations and stuff on banking. Then you go through the war with Bush and everything, and then once you finally get to Obama and everything, it's like there's just like little driblets and stuff changing that has shaped the face of our politics, our economics, and has landed us where we are now. So I think honestly that kind of brings us back around to
presidents
Yeah.
and inaugurations
Yeah.
and
all that shit. Yeah.
devastations.
And that's why Trump brings up Obama's name every time, because he
Every
knows he
time.
doesn't want to own it, but he knows they know what Trump did as far as the positive things that he did while he was in office, and that's why he bypasses, you know, everybody else. Trump's been out of office, man. Why you keep bringing him up?
Yeah, what's he?
You know,
still
you didn't
relevant
beat
for?
him. You beat Hillary. You know, and then when he ran again and lost, he was still bringing up, you know, Obama. Like Obama's sitting at the crib chilling.
Well, it's because he keeps trying to take credit for the economy that when he came and when he
That he
had it,
inherited.
that he inherited from Obama, but he keeps trying to say it's his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything that he does, he compares to. It was, you know, Obama did this and it was great, but I was greater. I had more in my inauguration than Obama. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care.
Okay,
Nobody
so speaking of
cares.
inaugurations, this inauguration was crazy.
Do tell.
If you all paid attention to it,
Yeah, I didn't watch
he
that
didn't
shit.
put his hand on the Bible when he was
Yeah.
sworn in. It was very rushed. J.D. Vance was sworn in, and immediately after J.D. Vance was sworn in, right even before J.D. Vance's family could move, they started to swear Donald Trump in. Donald Trump walked up. Melania Trump walked beside him with the Bibles in her hand. He lifted his right hand. His left hand stayed right down by his side. Kamala, you can see Kamala like side-eyeing his hand like, are you going to lift your hand up on that Bible? And then she kind of looks over at Joe and looks like down at the hand again. You can tell that she's like, what is going on?
Well, yeah, because he ran his campaign off a religious aspect.
Yeah. So then it goes into his actual first days in office, literally after he left the inauguration. He started signing executive orders.
Oh yeah.
There was rallies that he was attending. Elon Musk was speaking at these rallies, doing the Nazi salute and everything. Like, I know y'all seen that.
Which
Yeah.
makes me
did.
mad because
Head over to part 2 for the conclusion of episode 8.
Yay, yay.